Hey, and welcome to another Leap to the Past. I'm Justin, and I wanted to talk about a very painful experience I had. This is when my appendix ruptured when I was a kid. I was in fifth grade, and my grandparents were in town, and I think they were down from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, or they were up from Florida because they had a condo there. But they were visiting, and we were out shopping like you do when your grandparents are in town. And we were in downtown Milwaukee at a mall called Grand Avenue. It's basically an entire city block, if not more, of shopping. And must have been something kind of special because we didn't really get to Milwaukee all that much. So, but we were there, and maybe it was around Christmas, leading up to Christmas time, perhaps, maybe Octoberish. I don't quite remember. But I was not feeling good. I was feeling really sick. But we were going store to store, and I remember I vomited in a garbage can by like a cookie store. So I was not doing very well. So I think at that point my grandparents were like, okay, he's in a rough way. Let's get going. But then they were like, you know what, we want to stop at this other mall, this kind of normal mall that we go to all the time in Brookfield called Brookfield Square Mall. And I was just like, yeah. So I remember you can go through there, get to the mall proper through one of the satellite stores, through like a Sears or a JCPenney. I always get those two confused. And I was so weak and sick that I was like laying on the floor in Sears, just clutching my guts and moaning and just in so much pain. You know, I kind of gave up on trying to talk them into having us go home. I just kind of was like, felt like death. So I don't remember how we went from there to the hospital, but then I remember being in the hospital and them giving me anesthesia to knock me out. I don't remember too much in between those two things, but what happened is my appendix. We pretty much all have one. It's kind of in the lower right corner below your belly button there. It had burst. And the appendix is pretty much just a little bag full of poison that lives in your body. And sometimes it gets too full up and blows up. And we, probably because there was so much shopping going on, mine did not get taken out before blowing up. So it exploded inside of me, raining poison all over. They opened it up. I guess I don't know how they suck that stuff out. But I was in a hurting way. I was in the hospital for a while, and then I guess they realized, maybe doing some x-rays or whatever, that my lungs were not in a good way either. So the toxins from the appendix got into my lungs and collapsed, I think, my left lung, and it gave me asthma, which I'm not sure how common that is to get asthma from a ruptured appendix, but that's what happened to me. So I went from, it was maybe day 10 in the hospital, and they were like, yeah, you're going to have to stay longer. And I was breathing very labored. And they gave me some tests with, like, you had to suck in a tube to make 3 different balls go up that would show kind of your lung capacity. And I could not, get the first ball to go up. That's how weak my lungs were. So it was bad enough that I was in the hospital for so long where, they were waking me up to give me IVs and blood tests to the point where my arms were just purple, and they'd have to poke just to try and find a vein that hadn't collapsed and that could get them enough blood to test me. I remember, I didn't have a Game Boy. It was before I got a Game Boy, so I had a Tiger handheld, little LCD screen football game. Put 2 batteries in there, and it was really, really basic, but I would play the heck out of that. I would have a notebook and keep track, make up teams and quarters and the playoffs, going to the Super Bowl and everything. And I played that so much that the button for pass or run or whatever was worn out. So I'd have to turn it upside down and play it like that to get the sensor to detect it. So that, I watched a lot of daytime TV or whatever. I don't remember really catching up on schoolwork, which if you listen to my old thing about being a smart kid who didn't do homework, that's not too surprising that I just kind of let all those assignments go, and I think I got a pass from my teacher. But my classmates all had one day, I guess, where they made like get well cards for me, and that was really cool. Reading through those and looking at the art. But yeah, I was kind of a chubby kid already, and having asthma didn't really help me not be a lazy, out of shape kid. The scar is like, I'm not going to show, but the scar is in a weird spot where basically, unless I'm super skinny, I have a little tummy on that side. It's like a little baggie of pudding above that scar that I cannot for the life of me get rid of. But hey, I don't think that the surgeon doing that procedure in an emergency situation thought about maybe this 10-year-old kid might want to be a model actor in Tokyo in another 30 years. So I forgive him for that. But yeah, it was a rough time. So have you had some surgeries? You personally? You had an appendicitis? Did you rupture? Anybody else have that happen? And if so, how did that go? There's no ice cream with appendix like there is with tonsils. I still have my tonsils. I can touch them with my tongue, which is pretty weird. But I have a long tongue, so whatever. But this has been a leap to the past, a very painful experience for me, and I hope it wasn't painful for you to watch. I thank you for watching. I'll probably hit you back with another one soon. So see you again on Justin's Leap to the Past.